Gin and Juice.
Hi, I'm Bishop Kenneth Wells, and welcome back once again to another rendition of G.I.N and Juice, Gospel Industry Network, Juice, Information and Education. And my three co-hosts are with me today, kicking it off from Los Angeles. Y'all, it is Phil the Voice Robert.
Thanks for having me on, Bishop. Look at you. I see you looking fly today, man. I see you.
Hey, I'm trying to hang with y'all. And she's just looking like a Georgia peach today, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. We call her the boss lady, Tammy Taylor. What's up, Titi?
Hey, Bishop. Hey, Dr. Phil. Hey, Tiff.
And from Central California, Fresno, California, she is the songbird. We just love her, y'all. She always got a smile on her face. None other than recording artist Tiffany Binion Magnum.
Hey, y'all. I'm so glad to be here. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
So Tiffany, you were talking about some really interesting things, and I want you to kind of share with us the topic for the day.
Well, you know what, Bishop? Throughout the pandemic, I know the pandemic has really impacted all music, all creative theater. A friend of mine on Broadway impacted all of us creatives at some level. Yeah. And so one of the things I know I've advocated for within my own region are some of the COVID relief dollars for artists and for musicians. I sit on the board of an arts council here in our area, and I encourage other artists and music industry folks to sit on your regional, your local, your regional, national, and state art boards and art commissions. But one of the things that we had here was we had $1.7 million.
Whoa!
That none of our artists knew about. Hello. Okay. And I knew musicians and producers, graphic artists, radio folks who were not working and generating the income that they normally did. So what I did was I set out on my own path. I activated my network here in this area. And used and had people apply for those dollars. Let me tell you something. The requirements to get these dollars was so minimal. Yeah. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so part of my work here in my region and in my area is about advocating for dollars for our creative art, for our creative arts, our performers, our artists, our songwriters. But here's the thing, specifically artists of color. I noticed that people who were Black and brown were not getting the dollars. We're not activating we're not accessing the dollars available to them. So it's really important that we access those dollars and be able to supplement some of the income we lost during this pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, we dealt with it on the church side, Pastor Phil, didn't you?
Yeah, we sure did. I mean, it was just a reality. We had to shut down, and we just, especially here in LA, things were really tight. And so, we just had to kind of really pivot and make some different actions and create some new avenues to bring in resource. Thank God we were able to apply for some of the nonprofit, I guess they're the PPPs, but it was more of a nonprofit endowment that was given to us. And so we were able to keep afloat, didn't have really any dips at all. Matter of fact, since COVID, the church has been doing excellent, but that also has a trickle down in the context of being an artist myself. And we had to think of some avant-garde ways to do some touring. So we went online and did some touring online. And not only that, but we were able to do some social distancing. And so there's a lot of different avenues, but it definitely highly affected the way we were doing ministry, Bishop.
Yeah. So we know we can do something post-pandemic. So tell us the channels, Tiffany. You mentioned, you had talked to the arts.
Yeah, well, because I sit here in Fresno, I sit on our Arts Council, which serves our entire Central Valley region. So not just cities.
Most cities should have what you're talking about.
Yes, cities or counties even. You need to find out where your arts commission, your arts council, it's called different things in different jurisdictions. Sometimes also your city or county government may run or oversee your arts council or commission. Find out who is in charge of those spaces, in charge of that entity, activate those dollars. They're accessible to all genres of creatives. You do not just need to be a singer. You can be an actor, you can be a musician, a songwriter, producer. If you are generating income from your artistry, that qualifies you to go ahead and apply for those dollars. Again, there are plenty of monies out there. It's up to us to access them.
She's right, Bishop.
Yeah, go ahead, Tammy.
She is right. Nashville had a similar grant as well, but I'm gonna look at it from a different perspective. The pandemic was a blessing to a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
That, especially those that were quote unquote full-time artistry that were struggling. There were so many programs. The unemployment, they put $600 on top of what you would get in your region. So a lot of people were getting $1,100 and $1,200 a week unemployment.
A week?
A week. Do you hear me, Bishop? And there were some of them that was like, it was a gig that came up here, and I got called asking me to get 3 singers. And so I called, and this particular singer was like, no, I can't do that right now because I don't want to mess up my unemployment. He was real talk. He's like, I don't want to take no chances. I'm not messing up what God done gave me. And they were serious about it. Plus, there are tons of churches that give away food boxes here. They have been doing it almost the whole year, every week. You didn't have to fill out anything. You just go drive up there, tell them how many boxes you want. They had meats, vegetables, everything, dairy products, everything in those boxes. Then on top of that, the PPE and then the targeted SBA loans and grants. And they even just released last week, SBA just released a venue grant. It's a whole nother grant for artists that toured, promoters, concert halls, and they, in that second legislative set of money, they came out to protect and help the music industry because a lot of those venues were hurting. So the avenues are there, like Tiffany said. You just got to do your homework and put in a few minutes.
Yeah.
If I could just say really quick, artists, creatives, songwriters, musicians, even dance and music companies, production companies, you should sign up to get your email alerts from your arts councils and art commissions anyway.
Absolutely.
There are dollars there in other ways, and there are sometimes what they call RFPs, requests for proposals. So if you're a producer and they have a television company coming in and they're asking for music, hello.
Right.
That's a way for you to access an opportunity that you otherwise might not have. So it's just important to connect with your arts commissions and councils anyway.
I think a lot of people don't believe or don't recognize that gospel music, gospel artists are a part of performing arts, and we don't think that we're entitled to some of this. So the information that you're giving us is magnificent because you're letting them know that you are entitled to this. There is money set aside. It kind of reminds me of, a lot of people, even in radio, don't recognize that, you could get gospel music in your area if you have a college station. College station has to give you a certain amount of time because gospel music is a part of the arts, so you can go and you don't have to pay to be on the air. You can just go and spin music, but that's because we don't know, so there may be someone out there that you just don't know. Tiffany is connected. She's very connected in the politics of Fresno, but so where could a person, what would they Google? Say if I want to know how to do I go into the city and say, I heard that there was some money for, gospel singing.
Well,
so, tell them how to get it.
Well, I would just start. You can Google your local arts council or arts commission. Usually those are general words and phrasing that you could use to find out in your city. Otherwise, just simply call your local government and say, look, who and where, how do I contact the arts council in this area? Who is on that board? Sometimes, as I said, your city council can also be your arts board. They kind of serve in that dual role. You just access the dollars. I'm going to throw this little tidbit out there too. I'm a member of the Recording Academy, and they had dollars as well.
Who's the
And you
Recording
did not have to be the Grammys. You did not have to be a member to access those dollars. You did have to qualify. Now, there were some stipulations, but and anyway, I'm just saying the dollars are there. Google, find out who and who to go to and how to access those dollars, and they're there to help support artists and creatives, no matter what genre you're in.
Yeah.
But Tiffany, what you said is so important. Sorry, Bishop. The main thing with artists, they don't network. They don't collaborate. They're not networking with the companies that are there for them. You can't get them to join the union. You can't get them to join AFRA, SAG, all of those things that are beneficial. They cost money, but they're worth you investing in yourself for such a time as this.
I'm just going to do ministry.
And that's okay. So then you can stay there, and that God will bless you, and he honors that. But for those who are really seriously thinking and looking at this as an entrepreneurial thing, this is business.
Yeah.
I mean, I file my taxes with these dollars. You know what I'm saying? And so in this business, and I tell people everywhere, handle your business.
Yes.
And that means knowing and being able to research how and where and to whom you need to connect to access the resources, not just money, but other resources that are available to you as a creative.
Yeah. You just said something, and somebody probably said, "Oh, she claimed that in her taxes. What do I claim?"
Oh my!
What don't you claim?
You need to keep a very clear records.
Yes.
Okay, let me just say that.
Yes.
You need to procure, and when I say procure, go find a very good tax and bookkeeping person.
Yes.
Okay? This isn't a slide. Let me say this, and I think I'm not sure I forget what Sybil's executive board role is, but Sybil drilled this down into me one time. She said, "You don't fool yourself into thinking the IRS is not on your social media, catching how many times you're on tour." Okay.
Wow.
Don't think they're not following, this record release and this record release, and you're charting here. Okay.
Yeah.
That stuff sometimes can come back 4 or 5 or so years later. Okay. There's no statute of limitations when it comes to the IRS. The thing to do is, again, to procure the right people for your team, and that includes your finances and bookkeeping, and make sure you keep accurate records, and you have supporting, they say, get your receipts, literally,
Yes.
and you will be all the better for it.
What do you say about that, Pastor Phil, the voice?
Well, Bishop, there's so many options. One of the things that really my mind was on was the fact that a lot of us in music ministry are doing just that. We're in ministry, so we have nonprofits. Maybe you're doing ministry through that nonprofit. Well, you can go on, and Google has an opportunity for you to get $10,000 worth of Google ads for free if you're a nonprofit. I've done that for both my church as well as my personal nonprofit. There are resources out there, and then that can tie right directly into rebranding. Or, and this downtime has really been able to be so beneficial for so many of us, even though it's been a struggle, even though it's been hard. There's some real positive sort of elements that have really come to surface, which is, man, take time to shoot holes in your branding. If you're an artist, if you're a nonprofit, if you're a ministry, and look for the opportunity right now, the downtime to really reinforce your brand. And part of that can be, maybe starting a clothing line. Maybe that can be just really getting your graphic design, your logo, your presentation down, your talk points when you're doing interviews, whatever it is. But definitely you can leverage that right into that Google space and really help to really propel yourself forward. Maybe not dollars, but dollars worth of resource there for you in that context.
Surviving in post-pandemic, the gospel industry, we saw a lot of creative. I mean, I'm telling you, the people tapped into heaven with creations. We saw virtual concerts, we saw virtual conventions, we saw so many virtual things, and it forced us to change. Even me as a pastor, somebody asked me, are we gonna go back to Bible study? I said, no, because I get more of y'all virtually than I do in our regular. So I'm gonna go with Bishop Jake said many years ago. He said, go with what works. So what is it that we can tell the people post pandemic that they can do to brand themselves, to keep going, to make money?
Just like the people came up with creative ideas when the pandemic started, Bishop. A good example of Fred Hammond last year for Easter. He did an Easter concert and catered it for each church. And I ain't gonna tell what his fee was, but he made some nice money. And he like if it was New Hope Missionary Baptist and this one was Shiloh Church of God in Christ, well, he would interact with the wording. It was the same songs,
right?
But he would just make it personal for their service,
right? And
he called up his pastor friends, and Fred made some nice money.
Wow!
All just at home in his studio, recorded the music, and he came up with an out the box way of being able to still minister and help churches that were remote, that needed music, and it was perfect for their Easter service. So a lot of the artists have become creative. I say keep that creative flowing. Don't get stagnant again. Don't get comfortable with the same old, because we're going back, but it's never going to be the same.
Yeah. Feel the Voice. You had an artist that did praise and worship for you, one of the Stella Award winners.
Yeah, we had the Katinas, and then we also had Keelante Gavin, who was doing worship for us. In that regard, we were the first one he had done it with. Hadn't really thought about doing it, I guess, up until that time. But yeah, the Lord was really just giving us some opportunities to be able to do stuff with people that we know, and just be able to, as Tammy said, network and build relationships and help us as we're just trying to do what we're called to do. And that was beautiful. As well as I actually, right in the middle of the pandemic, was my nonprofit, my church, and international artists from Reach Records and Bizzle from God Over Money. We got together and through a online tour. And not only that, we did one date in person where we did social distancing and raised money with Project Rescue to be able to fight human trafficking. So, all these things, it's just like Ms. Tammy said, we got to think outside the box. We got to do what we can do. And I love it because necessity, really just that necessity to innovate really pushed us to get creative. And I think I'm with that. Just keep on pushing yourself. Look for solutions that are maybe a little bit just not the proverbial answer, and just kind of push yourself to do something different. You'll stand out and you'll really be the answer to a problem.
Yeah. Speaking of human traffic, you all, we like to take a moment out right now. We're going to listen to Feel the Voices, Stop the Human Traffic. Feel the Voice. We'll be right back.
We don't take no With a boy. Feel the voice. That's right. Fine style. Yeah. With a boy in the cold, getting sold every day now. Broken and living the shame. Your mama and daddy done sold them away. Give a top, give a tail, pedophiles make them lay down. Situation be tragic. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it down. Yo, stop it right now. Stop. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it now. Yo, stop it right now. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop that traffic now. You gotta stop that traffic now. Stop that traffic now. You gotta stop that traffic now. Yo, parents be tripping, they selling their children. Oh, we are the world and we need healing. Yeah, I know. Open your eyes, we gotta start building. Oh, revealing the lies that they're concealing. Yeah, I know. The pennies be wild and flying to Thailand, faking a vacation. Treating the babies, filthy and shady, needing some reparations. We need restitution for that prostitution, quick solution for that soul pollution. Put them in the institution for kid abuse. Would it be against one or two contusions? Little boys tripping every day, gotta give it away or the pimp make a pay. Should be skipping the play, but they be drinking, it's a shame. People got nerve, they be thinking it's a game. Why they do that? Why they acting this way? We live it all up in the world that lost their mind and lost their way. Put a boy in the cold getting sold every day now. Broken and living in shame. Hit mama and daddy done sold them away. Give it top, give it tail, pedophiles make them lay down. Situation be tragic. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it down. Yo, stop it right now. Stop. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it now. Yo, stop it right now. Red light, better stop that traffic. People be tripping, they sleeping with children. It's every few seconds, this babies they stealing. Oh Lord, no. Open your heart, I be praying you feeling. Just open your eyes, know that we revealing. It's an untold story of the boys that be born and be caught all up in the signs of the sex trade. They're afraid to admit the experiences brought by the violent Jones of the sex trade. Traffickers up in Malaysia, be murdering migrant Muslims, burying bodies all up in the jungle. My Lord, you see what you do to them. Sold every day now. Broken and living in shame. Hit mama and daddy done sold them away. Give it top, give it tail, pedophiles make them lay down. Situation be tragic. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it down. Yo, stop it right now. Stop. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it now. Yo, stop it right now. Red light, better stop that traffic. Put a boy in the cold getting sold every day now. Broken and living in shame. Hit mama and daddy done sold them away. Give it top, give it tail, pedophiles make them lay down. Situation be tragic. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it down. Yo, stop it right now. Stop. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop it right now. Yo, we praying to stop it now. Yo, stop it right now. Red light, better stop that traffic. Stop that traffic now. You gotta stop that traffic.
All right, thank you all. Listen, you all were talking about things that have happened in the pandemic. We elevated to Zoom. Even the church mothers, the 80-year-old church mothers, have found their way to Zoom. Mm-hmm. So, and if it wasn't for the pandemic, we wouldn't have gotten ever these 80 and 90 years old ladies on here. And I mean, they are Zooming like crazy because they want to hear their pastor. They want to talk to their pastor and their sisters and brothers on Zoom. And while we were in the pandemic, they came out with this little thing called the Clubhouse.
Yes, indeed.
How do we get so creative? And everybody is on Clubhouse right now. How do we work Clubhouse? Tiffany, you on Clubhouse?
I'm on Clubhouse, Bishop. It's really about you getting into the rooms and activating those spaces, learning who's who, following who's who, but also if you can find your way to get onto what they call the stage, or if you get onto the platform and you're able to elevate and talk with the moderators, ask questions, inquire, share your business. I heard Ms. Vicky Latayad tell us in our last session, sometimes it's those quiet rooms where things are moving and where things are happening. People are reading your bio. So learn how to write your bio and your profile on Clubhouse. And then people, you kind of attract people and followers. Get into some of these clubs where you'll get the alerts when things are opening up. I'm also an actress. And so a couple of the rooms I'm in, and the clubs I'm a part of include Black filmmakers, Black actors and actresses, filmmakers, period. I'm also working on authoring a book. And so now I get into those writing spaces. And there's even rooms there that are specifically designated for you to go in and write. You know, they'll have a period of 30 minutes where you just write. Everyone's quiet. Then they go back and they, you know, jump ideas off of each other. But it's about getting in there, exploring. I'm just going to throw this plug in there. I would say follow the navigator, Miss Tamil Curtis. She has become an expert on Clubhouse. And so I've got to be, you know, on her coattail. What's happening? Yeah. And it's, you know, connecting. That's where it's at.
Networking and branding. The same person that you mentioned earlier, Vicky McLatia, said that it's important for everyone to brand yourself now. Yeah. If you want people to follow you, you want to brand yourself. I most likely won't follow somebody that only has 12 people following them. You know, I follow people who has people following them, the numbers. So we have to get into the networking game. And that's what we are. We are the Gospel Industry Network. We network. We like to meet people. We like to talk to people. We like to share. And we also like to give. You got anything else to say about that, Tammy?
I think you did a great job with it, Bishop.
Phil, you good?
Man, no, I think it's great. I just want to say this one thing. I think it's time for us to really diversify as artists. So with that regard, if you have not yet, start yourself up a little brand, get yourself going on whatever level you can, get you some clothing with your name on it, do something. And right now is giving us that time. And just, put your best foot forward. If you don't know how to do it, get on Clubhouse. You don't know how to get on Clubhouse, get it Tiffany, get it me, get it Bishop. Let's do it. Let's build.
Yeah. That's important. I really don't, because a lot of times I even tell my ministers at the church, when you're preaching and you're giving nuggets, slow down and so that the people can actually grab it. And you're saying something here. You're telling the people to do what? You're telling them to brand themselves and sell items. I love Vicky Winans.
Yes.
For many years, she has been the poster child for independent artists. She's been doing it for a long time, so she's not a child. But let me tell you, Vicky sells her product and she starts selling bracelets. She went and started buying stuff. And because the people love her, they want to take something from her home.
Come on. So people that love your music, they want to take that home. So, go online, look up a group called Entre Believer right now. They're the owners of a brand called Art of Homage. In the gospel urban space, they're killing the game with their urban branding. Their clothing is just flying out of their production houses right now. But they're also teaching young Christians how to be entre believers. So go check them out and learn from these people. Pay them a little $200 fee. You may say, I don't have $200. Save it, get it, invest in yourself. Do what you need to do so you can get ahead. But right now you got that time. Get your pixel right on Facebook. If you don't know what that is, Google what a pixel is. Figure out what your pixel is so you know who's following you, so you know where your people, your fans are actually moving and shopping so that you can do the marketing that you need to. So when you go and drop your items, people are going to pick them up. And understand this, Facebook wants to make money off your marketing money. So they're going to make sure that you sell a certain amount. So if you get that pixel right, listen to me, you can sell your products. You can, if you got 100 fans, you'll probably sell at least 10 t-shirts. So that's maybe $200 in your pocket that you didn't have before. So do what you can do with what you got.
You might sell more t-shirts than product. And especially when people aren't buying CDs anymore. You got to have something at your table. You got to have something at the table. So you're basically telling people you got to invest in yourself.
Diversify and invest in yourself. Diversify. Take your brand and see how many places and other folks that are doing similar things, expose people to what you're doing. Do your best to put your best foot forward. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, so this was some really, really great information. So, Tiffany, if you had something that you wanted to share with the people post-pandemic, how to survive, what would you say?
As Tammy said earlier, I would just say, hey, stay active. Don't stay still and stagnant. Grow, evolve. The world and environment around us is changing. It's important that we activate the life within us and continue to grow, continue to move and shake and learn and observe. And that's just a sign of life. But I would definitely encourage you to get around people, get active in your church, get active in the community, stay engaged. There are people who need to hear from you and need to see you. Even if you feel you have nothing to offer at the moment, I can't get up on a stage and sing, but maybe I can go to the food outreach and hand out a basket of food and speak life into someone. That's ministry. And you'll be surprised how God will turn you full circle and change your life and the lives of others. But stay encouraged, stay engaged, stay involved.
Yes.
Hey, yo, these bars for them bars where they drinking too much, where they be sipping on that gin and juice but needing this touch. See, one touch from the Holy Ghost setting y'all free, like you was bound up in chains and addicted as fiends. But I'm a fiend for the most high, J. Christ most fly. Miss me with that liquor, I'll be jonesing for the Lord ride. Now that's his name, Jehovah Jireh, I'll be praising, cause he got your boy right and his love so amazing.
Hang with the gin and juice crew, y'all.
Give me that gin and juice.